Now, JJ, you know I'm a nerd about the electrification of vehicles. Like I have been
Totally.
a super nerd for this. I've been driving a plug-in now for 8 years. Really, like once you go that way, you never go back. Our next guest is revolutionizing motorcycles in a way that really has not been seen before. They are some of the sexiest motorcycles you'll see, and you won't even hear them come up on you. They're just, it's beautiful.
Amazing. Of course, they come from Italy and Spain. Joining us now from Barcelona, Soriano Motori. Great to have you on the show, Soriano.
My honor and pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
It's great to have you, my
Yeah,
friend.
this is such a treat to be
Yeah.
talking to you this morning from Spain. So let's talk about, I mean, these motorcycles, it's amazing. The design, it's beautiful. It is sometimes compared
Thank
to
you.
a Ferrari. Tell us what makes these
Yeah.
motorcycles so special.
Well, the actual brand of motorcycles when we started manufacturing was back in 1930s. Actually, a little bit before that, we were even making cars.
Wow.
The time at the time of the Civil War in Spain, which became a very historical brand. It lasted up until the 50s. It went through a number of hurdles. As you know, we had the World War II as well during this time. So we shut down the factory in the 50s, became more of the hotel type of people building them, operating them, and we're now bringing this back to life. So I'm part of this new movement of this legacy asset, but we're electrifying it because that's the trend, that's the pattern, and that's the
Right.
direction that our world is going into.
It certainly is. And I'll tell you, Marco, this is a really exciting time for me. Obviously, COVID has changed everything. But the way we spend our vacations now, like we're not flying everywhere anymore. A lot of people are doing road trips. They're doing RVs, sales on those and on motorcycles through the roof. So you are now creating essentially the Tesla of motorcycles. What makes this bike so special?
Well, apart from the history, the narrative, it makes it very special because we have invested a lot of R&D. So our engineering and design is very unique to the point that they're calling me the Tesla motorcycles and Ferrari. So I'm very honored
Mhm.
that they're doing that. But we're adding a lot of new features. One of them is having a double feature engine to give more performance. So maximum velocity, maximum performance, and then, of course, the batteries. The batteries are made also in Italy. And every single other part that we're making here, I'm making sure that it's being made in Italy. And there's a luxury cost, a luxury price to it, but you want to be extremely detailed to every detail that you can potentially offer to a client. So
Yeah.
we're very, very, very careful with this.
Isn't that exciting? And, you know, of course, here in America, we think of Italian cars and it's so exciting. Of course, we know you for the race cars as well. But motorcycles, my experience, Marco, is that in Spain, in Italy, motorcycles are even more part of the culture than maybe they are here in the US. I mean, there are a
Hmm.
lot of people on bikes. So, you know, you got a lot of
Absolutely.
cred there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So
let's talk.
the two, the
Yeah.
two, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry. The two wheel. I was just gonna kind of interject. The two wheel culture became about the 20s
Yeah.
in Europe, and then competition, MotoGP, as you know it, with the super sport bikes, became part of the culture. So here's not just about going from A to B, but also being that guy that has this strong motorcycle getting from point A to point B.
Yeah. It really is.
So it's not
It's
just every Sunday; it's like every day you want to show off this kind of bikes, and
look at it. Yeah,
we're
and you
really
park it out
excited.
front in
Yeah.
front of the cafe. You're like, oh, take a look. Um, let's
Yeah.
talk about the driving experience. I mean, I have not ridden a motorcycle. However, I know many that do, and there's something that at least many in the States, and I'm sure it's everywhere. You get on the motorcycle, you hear that rumble of the engine, and this
Hmm.
being electric. You're not waking up your neighbors when you're going, flying around the neighborhood anymore. What's the experience like on this bike? And considering it's electric, what's the range? Because the range anxiety, I think people hear electric, they're like, well, am I going to get 100 miles and I'm done? What's the deal?
No, so let me explain this to you. So when you go to max velocity in our bikes, which can go up to 220 kilometers per hour, that's about 120 miles an hour.
Yeah,
We're not recommending you do that
no.
because street legal would be anywhere between 60 and 80. So at that autonomy, at that performance, the range on the bike could be up to 200 kilometers. So you can do 100 miles back and forth, no problem.
Fantastic.
In terms of the noise, and this is a very interesting, because one of the biggest complaints that anybody who rides a motorcycle is, I can't hear the bike. You want to hear the revving, you want to hear the friction. So we added five gears to an electric motorcycle. Mm-hmm. This is nothing like a scooter, because you think of an EV like a scooter, right? You accelerate, you don't even have to brake sometimes. It just accelerates by itself. So we're adding sound as an optionality. You can be, the stereotypical EV note sound, or you can have the revving of it, or you can have what we're calling the sound of the future, which sounds very futuristic when you're accelerating and decelerating.
Yeah. That's
there you
awesome.
go. Very Star Wars. Very Star Wars-like. Yeah.
I love it. That is so cool.
That's so hot. Speaking of Star Wars, like, I know that we were talking about the pronunciation for the bike. It's actually Jawaro. And they're gorgeous, fantastic bikes. Custom order right now, right? So what are our options right now in terms of purchasing and delivery?
Sure. So the model that we're following is the same model that Tesla has, right? You build it, you configure it, you put in the purchase order with us, and we personalize it. We send it from B to C. So you're buying directly from the manufacturing company, as opposed to buying it from a concessionary or dealership, which then, kind of changes the price for you. The experience is, delivery could be within a month, right after production. We started producing 100 pieces this year to be delivered by the end of the quarter of next year. And we've sold 45% of our bikes so far. So we're very happy about this accomplishment. Yeah.
Congratulations. I was just
and all in the US.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just on your site, and like there's going to be a big event in Milan, Italy. And you might be sold out by the time it happens. We'll see what ends up taking place. That's crazy. Congratulations on all the success. Honestly, this is where the future is definitely here when it comes to electrification, and you're on the right side of it. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a great ride. All right. Same here, guys. I appreciate it.
And the bike is a great ride. And if you'd like to learn more, you can go to the website that you see right there on the screen. Really, really cool. Soriano Motori is a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.